Ian Watkins is a Welsh former musician who is best known as the lead singer and frontman of the rock band Lostprophets. His career ended after he was sentenced to 29 years imprisonment in 2013 for multiple sex offences, including the sexual assault of young children and infants and the possession of extreme child and animal pornographic material. A sentence later increased by 10 months for having a mobile phone in prison. His bandmates disbanded Lostprophets shortly after his conviction and formed No Devotion with American singer Geoff Rickly. Ian Watkins was born on July 30th, 1977 in Wales. He later moved to Pontypridd, where he attended Hawthorne High School with future Lostprophets bandmate Mike Lewis. He gained a first-class honours degree in graphic design from the University of Wales, Newport. Watkins grew up listening to mostly American rock and metal artists, and in 2004 mentioned the band Faith No More as his biggest influence. Now we're going to jump right past this shit's career because I don't want to go through any of his awards or accolades or any good things he did, and we're going to jump straight to his sexual offences and criminal activity. Watkins' abuse and misconduct with children was reported as early as 2008 to South Wales Police, though the authorities repeatedly failed to act upon any leads linking Watkins to these allegations. Watkins' former bandmates claimed they were unaware of his conduct as his drug use had begun to cause heavy strain on his relationship with them. Watkins had requested his own private dressing room away from the other 5 band members, where much of his abuse of children allegedly took place. Watkins has also chosen to minimise personal contact with most of his bandmates, spending more of his time in his residence in Wales during much of their off time, while the rest of the band resided in Los Angeles. An ex-girlfriend of Watkins recalls him displaying multiple graphic images with minors or drug paraphernalia as early as 2010. Appalled by the content, Watkins' ex had made multiple complaints to South Wales Police, though very little action was taken at the time. The girl was one of 6 people who had spoken to the police in regards to Watkins' conduct from 2008 to 2011. In 2010, an Australian woman had also come forward accusing Watkins of assaulting her child, though the allegations were not investigated any further by authorities. During the recording of the band's 4th studio album, The Betrayed, in 2009, Watkins' ex was made aware that he was abusing a 2-year-old child in California whilst the band was recording in Los Angeles. She again contacted the children's parents, who had also reported him to the Welsh authorities, though again, no further action was taken to investigate the matter. Watkins was first apprehended in June 2012 in connection to various drug charges, and he was granted bail shortly afterwards. Watkins had already attracted attention from Welsh law enforcement after several friends reported that he had regularly smuggled cocaine and methamphetamine from Los Angeles. He was arrested again on the 4th of November for drug possession and a separate allegation that he possessed an obscene image of a child. He pleaded not guilty to the charges of possession of explicit material shortly after being granted bail yet again. Watkins performed his final show at Lostprophets on the 14th of November 2012 in Newport, Wales. He was arrested for a 3rd time on the 17th of December in 2012 on another drug possession charge. South Wales Police immediately conducted a search of his home and a computer in connection to the prior investigation. During the search, officers discovered numerous indecent images of children stored on his computer. On the 19th of December, he was charged at Cardiff Magistrate Court with conspiracy to engage in sexual activity with a 1-year-old girl and possession and or distribution of indecent images of children and extreme animal pornography. He was remanded in custody, as were his 2 female co-accused. His barrister said Watkins would deny the accusations. On the 31st of December, he appeared at Cardiff Crown Court via video link from HM Prison Park in Bridgend, and was remanded in custody until the 11th of March 2013. The case was adjourned until May, with the trial date set for 15th of July. At a hearing on the 3rd of June, he denied all charges via a video link. On the 6th of June 2013, it was announced that the trial would start on the 25th of November and was expected to last a month. A previous application for a court venue to be moved outside Wales was denied. On the 26th of November, Watkins pleaded guilty to attempted rape and sexual assault of a child under 13, but not guilty to rape. This was accepted by the prosecution. He further pleaded guilty to 3 counts of sexual assault involving children, 6 counts of taking, making, or possessing indecent images of children, and 1 count of possessing an extreme pornographic image involving the sex act of an animal. His victims included a baby boy, and he sent a text message to a mother of one victim that said, "If you belong to me, so does your baby." The South Wales prison investigation into Watkins' codename Operation Globe required the cooperation of GCHQ to decrypt a hidden drive on his laptop, which was found to contain video evidence of his abuses. Investigators later bypassed the encrypted password on Watkins' laptop, noting that it read, "I fuck kids." On the 27th of November, the day after his guilty plea had been accepted by the prosecution, Watkins referred to his sex act as megalols in a recorded phone call to a female fan made from HM Prison Park. A sentencing hearing was held at Cardiff on the 18th of December 2013. In mitigation, Watkins' barrister Sally O'Neill QC said that Watkins had no recollection of the case involving the attempted rape, but had belatedly realised the gravity of what happened, after having developed an obsession with videoing himself having sex. Mr. Justice Roy sentenced Watkins to 29 years in prison with eligibility to apply for parole in 2031 after serving 2/3 of his prison term, followed by 6 years of supervised release. His co-defendants, the mothers of his victims, respectively received sentences of 14 and 17 years imprisonment. The judge said the case plunged into new depths of depravity. A senior investigating officer on the case described Watkins as a committed, organised paedophile and potentially the most dangerous sex offender he had ever seen. Watkins was transferred to HM Prison Park, where he had been incarcerated while on remand, to HM Prison Wakefield to begin serving his sentence. In order to be closer to his mother after she had a kidney transplant, he was transferred to HM Prison Long Lartin on the 25th of January 2014. On the 9th of October 2017, Watkins was accused of grooming a young mother from prison through a series of letters. As of March 2018, he is back in Wakefield. An independent police complaints commission investigation report published in the summer of 2016 said that 3 detectives from the South Wales force should face disciplinary action after they failed to act on earlier allegations of abuse by Watkins from 2008 onward. A further IPCC report published in August 2017 found that police had failed a number of times from 2008 to 2012 to act on reports of Watkins' behaviour, quoting a detective who said that Watkins had a number of fans and ex-girlfriends making allegations that, when investigated, were false. The report concluded the consequences of the force's failings was arguably that a predatory paedophile offended over an extended period of time. The evidence obtained in this investigation suggests the South Wales police were faced with a litany of reports about his behaviour, yet in some instances did not carry out even rudimentary investigation, made errors and omissions, and missed opportunities to bring him to justice earlier than he ultimately was. South Wales Police Assistant Chief Constable Jeremy Vaughan said his force entirely accepts and regrets the findings of the report. In March 2018, Watkins was found with a mobile phone. He was accused of using the phone to maintain contact with a girlfriend outside the prison, but denied the charge, claiming it did not belong to him but to 2 inmates who forced him to hide it for them. He refused to give their names, citing fear of violent retribution. A charger for the phone was also found in his cell. Watkins claimed he still received fan mail from Lostprophets fans and that the men wanted him to help them take advantage of women, writing in as a revenue stream. After a 5-day trial at Leeds Crown Court in August 2019, he was convicted and sentenced to a further 10 months in prison, to run consecutively with his existing sentence. Watkins reportedly paid a Liverpool-based gang member £1,000 for access to a mobile device. However, upon being caught with police in custody, this amount increased to £5,000. On the morning of the 5th of August 2023, Watkins was taken hostage by 3 other inmates at HM Prison Wakefield and stabbed. He was freed by prison officers 6 hours later. Police later confirmed his injuries were not life-threatening. It was later claimed that the motive for the attack was an unsettled £900 drugs debt with another prisoner whilst in custody, with the makeshift weapon being a sharpened toilet brush. Watkins is reported to have spent his time buying both protection and friendships from other inmates after the attack, through bank transfers coordinated by his and the inmates' families and associates.
If you like that, then check out our Patreon, where for just $5 a month you get access to exclusive shows like Real Monsters and Playing with Bones with Amy Rose, along with early access to all our minisodes and ad-free access to the Weekend Update and It's Alive Alive! Not convinced yet? Well, head on over now and have 7 days on us. That's a 7-day free trial for all new members. That's It's Alive Alive Pod on Patreon. It's Alive Alive! All the guts and gore with none of the gifts. guilt. See you on Wednesdays, unless you're on Patreon when you get us all week long.